Hey, what's up? It's Edward, and welcome to the winter. Because in the northern hemisphere, we only have summers and the winters. There's nothing in between of that. But even though it's getting colder, as you can see, and the days are getting shorter, so the sun is still, if I lean a little bit forward, you can see the sun is still out there. Even though all of that is happening, somebody's gotta be recording the videos for our channel. So welcome. Today we are talking about the subject of caffeine. Finally, it's been a long time. Quite a few people have asked about that, and I've been a little bit of a mischievous bastard who hasn't been doing so. So finally paying back the debt that I was supposed to pay a while ago. The exact subject of the video today is caffeine does not cause side effects whatsoever. And that sounds quite controversial, I know. But where does it come from? So the biggest problem people have with caffeine is, as it's called, side effects. That there is certain bodily or mental feelings, sensations, or something that appears to be as if it's a bodily feeling or sensation, but it's actually in the mind, that bothers people. And the most common ones are anxiety, jittery, sometimes even palsy when the hand is mostly it's the leg when somebody is in the office. I've observed it countless of times. People are sitting in the office and imagine these are the legs, and then the legs start going like that, and it just doesn't stop. And it looks pretty weird from the third person. Obviously, the person is suffering from the what they think is the side effects of coffee, which in fact, unfortunately, it's not. Or actually, it's good that it's not. Among other side effects, it could be you could call it in two different ways. More politely, you could call it. Somebody starts talking too much non-stop and interrupts other people, doesn't let the other person finish the sentence. So as soon as there's a pause, like somebody is speaking, well, yesterday I've been to Norway, and then they take like half a second to think or 1 second to think. People who have this so-called caffeine side effect, they immediately interrupt and start talking about what is it that they want to talk about. And so the fascinating discovery that you can experience is that it doesn't really come from caffeine, because what caffeine does is that it simply multiplies whatever it is that you have in your body. So if you feel anxious, or you have a predisposition to start feeling anxious, or you're going to the environment where you're going to start feeling anxious, or it could be absolutely any other side effect. So it could be talking too much, or it could be being worried about something, or it could be thinking too much without being in your body, without being able to feel what is it that you're feeling, so that you can successfully and pleasantly interact with other people. So if you drink caffeine when you have those problems, when you experience them on a regular or not so regular basis, basically when you drink caffeine before you solve those problems, what it's going to do is that it's going to multiply those problems. And the very insidious approach, the very insidious effect that caffeine may have, and again I've observed it countless of times, it's very common in people who work say in the office, or just the job where you have to sit. So obviously they start the day with a coffee, which is quite common. And then they keep working, and at some point their body demands that they take a break. So they need to relax, they need to let their brain stop thinking, they need to kind of let their subconscious mind start analyzing what has happened in the last, say, 2 hours, so that then they could come back to actively working and move in the right direction. And when that happens, instead of doing what life within them demands them to do, what it directs them to do, and this is pretty much the only way how you can remain happy, is to listen to your body, listen to your mind, and do what is it that it's telling you to do. So instead of doing that, they gulp on another cup, or sometimes it's the pill form, or sometimes it's a can, or it could be something else, of caffeine. And what it does is that it distracts them from the actual problem that they are experiencing, so that they could continue doing the easy activity that they have been doing. Because it's not, being productive, it's not about being able to drink as many cups of caffeine as possible throughout the day. It's about wisely using your time and knowing when you get stuck or become less efficient doing something that you have been doing. Because if you work in the office, for example, you cannot do the same activity for the rest of for the whole day that you spend there. Your body is going to give you various different signals and various different advices of what you gotta do, and your job is simply to listen. But if you gulp on the caffeine, when it tries to tell you that, and you don't want to listen to it, because it's more complicated than just continuing doing the same thing. Because caffeine in some ways puts you in the flow state where, well, you can have two flow states. One is healthy, another one is unhealthy. The healthy one, you don't need to have caffeine. You can have it without caffeine. It's when you get engaged so much into what you're doing that you literally cannot switch to anything else. You don't want to do anything else. And then the one that is unhealthy, that is caused by caffeine, is when you drink it when you have certain problems that are bothering you. Again, jittery, anxiety, talking non-stop, being more aggressive, and you instead of it being a natural state, it becomes more of a enforced state. You still are in that state of flow, and you still will continue doing whatever is it that you're doing. But the moment the caffeine effect is going to start subsiding, that's when you gonna start to feel worse. And if it's, some people drink caffeine even before bed, so they basically, as I said in one of my videos, they have caffeine instead of their blood, like the coffee flows through their veins instead of blood. For other people, they just, after they're done with their work, they start to spend time at home, distracting themselves in some other ways from doing whatever it is that they want to be doing. And it could be watching something, it could be using their brain in some way to solve some kind of logical problems. It's basically in finding other ways that they can distract themselves from having the pain that they use caffeine to kind of escape from temporarily, before they're able to fall asleep. And so what's the strategy then with caffeine? So if it's not there, if it doesn't cause side effects, then why do people struggle from side effects? Well, as I said earlier, the problem comes from what people experience prior to drinking caffeine, because it just multiplies what you already have. And if you want to reap the benefits of consuming it without having to struggle with something that you already have within yourself but are not either aware or addressing, you have to first become aware of that and address it. And before you solve that problem, you're not going to be able to drink caffeine as and basically not having it affect you in any negative way. You have to, if you're happy, or if you're excited, if you're laughing a lot, and then you drink caffeine, it's going to make you more happy, more excited, and it's going to make you laugh a lot. But conversely, if you have something that is bothering you, it's going to make it worse. And what's even worse, you can still use caffeine even when you have a negative side effect. You can still use it for your betterment to resolve that. But if you drink it, if you do a certain activity that make you feel a certain way, whether you're aware of it or not, and then you drink caffeine in order not to feel that way, and continue doing the same activity, the same thing is going to happen later on. And that's how people become addicted to caffeine. They just constantly try to escape the problem instead of solving that problem, and the result is that they keep having that problem, but they keep masking it. So what you gotta do is that you gotta drink, what you can do is that you can drink caffeine when a certain problem has arisen, but instead of continuing doing the activity that made you feel that way, or being in the environment that made you feel that way, or interacting with a person that made you feel that way, what you do is that you start resolving the problem. So you use the energy of caffeine to resolve that problem instead of using it as a way to escape it. Because this is what separates strong people from weak people, is that strong people take responsibilities for how they feel, and they don't allow their, let's call it, bad things, bad feelings, bad sensation, everything that makes them act in a destructive manner, they don't allow them to take control of them, because they know if they do allow that, either they're gonna cause distraction or damage to something or someone around them, whether it's physical or it's verbal or it's emotional in any other way, or they're gonna suppress it, and then they're gonna cause even more pain to themselves. And when they cause more pain to themselves, other people don't want to be around them at all, because people can feel on the subconscious level that there's something that something is wrong with that person, like it's just bad energy that is coming from them. So I urge you to, if you struggle with the caffeine side effects, I urge you to stop putting the blame on somebody else, and take this as your part-time or a full-time job. That there's a little bird here, got distracted a little bit. I urge you to take it as your part-time, or if you have more time, full-time job, to get to the bottom of what is it that is causing you to have those feelings and sensations that you think caffeine is causing, when in fact it just multiplies it. And if you do that, if you do the like self-research, if you analyze what is happening, if you see what kind of things are happening in your life that affect that, and start addressing it, at some point you're gonna stop having those side effects, and then you can only reap the benefits of caffeine, and well, become a superhuman, with that. So that's it for this video. If you found this of value, you can like it, you can write in the comments what you want to hear more about. And if you're that kind of person who is fed up with having the caffeine side effects, you want to fix them right now, immediately, and you don't want to wait anymore, and you want to fix it as fast as possible, so that you can have more time to dedicate to what is it that you truly love to do, so that this burden could be taken off your shoulders, then what I can offer you, besides writing in the comment and telling me what do you want to hear more about on this channel, I urge you to book a free consulting call down in the description, where we're gonna talk with you, me and you, we're gonna talk about your situation and see how we can help you, because you should not suffer from those so-called side effects that caffeine multiplies in your body. It definitely must be resolved, so that you could have the enjoyable life, and it doesn't affect neither your work life nor your free time, so that you could be a superhuman. So you could be free from that. It's been Edward. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.